You may be feeling down, unmotivated, and tired all the time and feel like there's not a lot of room for growth in your life. Well, in today's video, we're going to be talking about a 30-day challenge that you can implement right now into your life so you can start creating the reality and living the life that you want. So how does the 30-day challenge work? So pretty much, you're going to pick 5 daily habits or habits that you want to stick to for 30 days, and you're going to start implementing them into your life right away. You're going to pick ones that you want to work on and to improve, and you're going to stick to them consistently for the 30 days. By doing this, you will start to build and create new and healthy habits and start stemming away from the old and the bad habits that you have had in your life. The purpose of this is to build new foundational habits, and so you can have somewhere to progress from, and this is going to give you a good base from then you can go on from there. An example of the 5 habits that you might choose would be 1, exercising every single day for the 30 days. Number 2, reading 10 pages of a book. I recommend self-improvement books so you can do double the productivity in the one task. Number 3 could be meditation or trying to be in the present moment. Number 4, limiting your social media usage or your screen time usage. And number 5 could be drinking more water and eating more healthy foods. And on the screen here, I'm going to pop up 15 healthy habits that you might like to give a go. You pick 5, you can pick 3, however many you want to pick. Just probably don't go over 5 just because it'll be too much of a step up from what you're already doing. So just pick 5 at the maximum. You can pick less if you want to. You can pick your own. Just giving you some ideas here. And also in the description down below, I'm going to leave a free workout program if you are picking to do exercise, so you have somewhere to start from and go from there. So now we're going to get into some of the benefits of this 30-day challenge. It's going to allow you to become aware of bad habits that you didn't even know that you were doing, and it's going to allow you to see your life from a different lens pretty much and observe what habits are good and what habits are bad, and therefore trying to focus more on the good ones rather than the bad ones. It's also going to allow you to set your life on the right path by implementing kind of like as a refresher, a clean slate pretty much, and it's going to give you that new base and new foundation to work from there. 30-day challenge is a great way to get started by building up habits and just to get you going, get the ball rolling. It's a great way to do this because a lot of the times when you're trying to do new habits, trying to build new things, they seem really daunting and really big to try and tackle them and break them down. And so in this 30-day challenge, we're going to be able to break down and explain a lot of the habits that otherwise you might not have got if you were just to jump right into doing other stuff. The other thing is, when you set new habits, we always feel motivated at the start to do well and to keep going, but then after a few days, even maybe a week or 2, we get demotivated and feel unmotivated and tired and all of these things, and it's hard for us to stick to our habits that we need to build the discipline for this. And so the 30-day challenge is going to be amazing for building your discipline so you keep showing up even when you don't feel like it. This is going to help prevent us from just giving up after a week or 2, and so we're going to build that longevity and consistency starting with the 30 days. This challenge is going to help you stay consistent with your habits, and it's also allowing you to make a conscious decision to change your life and start implementing healthier habits rather than bad ones. And so the conscious decision of making these is a good thing because you're actually observing your life and you're observing that this needs to change into this instead of just going with what you've already got. So we're trying to change the bad to the good. Over the 30 days, hopefully you will start to see improvements in your strength, your knowledge, having better social relationships, as well as just improving all aspects of your life. Over the 30 days, I'm hoping that you're going to start to see an increase in strength, your mental toughness, your social relationships, as well as expanding your knowledge. As time goes on and you start to implement and practice these habits that you do daily or weekly, however often they require to be done, you're going to start to see that you carve out that image that you've always wanted to be. So that dream, the dream self that you've always seen and feels like it's just a fiction, it's actually going to start to become a reality if you implement the right habits and you pick the right goals and you actually work towards them. And now we're going to get into how you're actually going to succeed with your goals. So there will be moments that you feel unmotivated and like you don't want to do this anymore. But in those moments of weakness, we need to think about why we're actually doing this. What's the purpose of you wanting to change your life? And that reason right there is why you should keep going and do it no matter how you feel. Especially when you start out, it may feel like others are just way too far ahead of you, or like you can't do it and it's not for you. But in these moments, we do need to push past it and try to just stay consistent with our habits. Like, just keep doing it. The progress will follow. Like, if you stay consistent with your habits and implementing the right things, you will see progress in the long run. Even though we're starting with 5 new habits, I would recommend that you start them off at a low intensity, because we're going ahead and giving us 5 new habits to practice or improve. So even if you don't want to take on 5 habits, you could take on 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you want to, but I wouldn't recommend going over 5 either, because that's going to be too much. If you do pick 5, I would recommend starting off a low intensity, so you get that gradual build up and you don't become demotivated straight away. You're trying to build that habit and the discipline at the start, and the progress will follow as the time goes by. This is the perfect time to use the 2-minute rule, which I made a video about it and I'll link it up here. But the 2-minute rule is pretty much when you do something for 2 minutes and then you can stop if you don't feel like doing it anymore, or if you feel like doing it, then you can keep going onwards from those 2 minutes, but there's no pressure to keep going after 2 minutes. So if you use the 2 minutes at the start, it's going to be the perfect time to use it, because you're actually starting with the 2 minutes. You're starting 5 habits, 2 minutes every day for the first week, then you can up it to 5 minutes every day, and then you're gradually building that discipline up. So it usually takes about 3 weeks of consistent progress and practice to actually make a habit stick into your routine. So if 5 seems too many and you can't fit that in, pick 1, pick 3. It doesn't really matter. But if you just pick a couple habits, just 1 habit, it doesn't matter. Just pick a habit to stick to and make some progress with that habit. And then you can start adding in the others as time goes on. So for example, I might pick, I want to do some exercise. I stick to that for 2 weeks. Add in another habit. I'm going to read for 10 minutes each day. Another 2 weeks goes by, add another habit in, and so on and so on. So you're going to end up building an army of habits that you've just got in your routine, and it's going to help you build a healthier and lead a better life. It also might be a good idea to set an incentive at the end of the 30-day challenge for you, so you have that incentive at the end to stay consistent with it. So it might be you might buy something that you've always wanted to get, or eat whatever you want during the day for 1 day, but it doesn't really matter what the incentive is, just as long as you stay consistent with your goals. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it might just be a good way to help you stay consistent with the 30-day challenge. Now moving on to the most important advice that I'm going to give you in today's video. Without consistency, you're not going to achieve anything. You need to fail again and again to actually build up the knowledge that you need to actually follow through and make the progress that you're wanting to see. After the 30 days, I'm hoping that you start to see some progress with your new habits that you've founded, but you will need to stay consistent with them over time if you want to keep seeing progress with them. Also a great idea to keep mixing it up and trying new things, like doing different sorts of challenges, just like this 30-day challenge, or you could even invite friends and build like a small community around the habits or whatever you want to do. So if you pick exercise, build a community around exercise. You can go to the gym together, go for a walk together, do whatever you want, but this is a good way to mix some stuff up and keep it new and exciting. After watching this video, I hope you have picked your 5 habits that you want to follow through with over the next 30 days and know the steps that you need to take to start implementing these habits into your life, and know exactly what it's going to take for you to be successful in this 30-day period. For staying this far in the video, I'm going to leave my habit tracker that I've just made in the description down below. Check that out if you want to track your habits over the 30-day challenge. Great tool to use. You can check them off day by day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.